Hey Beckham and Wando, I'm Jane Archer. Welcome back to Rivalry Report. On today's show, we'll take a look into the new basketball season for both schools as we enter region play. Also, we'll have a fun little discussion about the upcoming playoffs in college and the NFL, along with my picks of the games. And it all starts right now. Well, let's get into it. The boys basketball team at Wando already has more wins than last year, sitting at 7-10. The girls at Wando are doing phenomenal with a 14-2 record, ranking 12th in the state. On the other side of the sweetgrass, the boys team at Beckham is right there with Wando at 7-10. The girls aren't far behind at 6-6. As we look to start region play, here's Walker Roberts to give us a closer look.
Thanks, Jaden. Looking into region play, the next 3 region games for the Wando guys and girls are away at Beckham, home versus Berkeley, and away versus Stratford. Beckham, on the other hand, will of course be at home versus Wando, away versus Goose Creek, and at home versus Berkeley. The guys at Wando are looking to bounce back from a 4-22 season last year and have already made a push for it. Head coach John Reynolds has already surpassed last year's record and is looking to add more to the books. The Beckham boys, on the other hand, still have some work to do considering last year they had a total of 10 wins and sit with 7 for now. Next, the Beckham girls had a similar season to the boys, going 10-13 last year with almost an identical record this year as well. All teams are playing well, but let's take a look at this Wando girls team. As mentioned, they're ranked 12th in the state. The girls are coming off an incredible 21-5 season last year. High hopes were coming into this year, yet they have proved to everyone that they are here to play. However, even with the record season forming, we are going to see if they match or surpass their previous season. The Bengals and Warriors are finally set to begin their 2-game rivalry beginning in the jungle on the 23rd. I can't wait to see which one of our teams prevails over the other. Thanks, Jaden. I'll see you later on.
Thanks, Walker. As promised, here are my picks for both college and the NFL. First, let's start with college football. As of our taping, we are patiently waiting on the CFP National Championship game next Monday. I want to go ahead and get my picks out of the way and take the Indiana Hoosiers to beat the Miami Hurricanes in the National Championship. Mendoza wins the Heisman Trophy. Hot take, maybe. I don't think he's the best quarterback in the playoffs, but we saw what he could do against Oregon. He's got a great defense. He's got the receivers. He's got the running backs. Carson Beck, I don't think he's got enough in him. We saw what he could do against Ole Miss. Ole Miss is a very good football team, but I think Indiana just has that edge. It won't be a blowout, but I do see the Hoosiers coming out on top in this game. On to the NFL. A little late start as the wildcard round has already completed, but here are my picks for the rest of the playoffs. Up here, I'm going to go ahead and take the Seattle Seahawks to beat the 49ers. I just think JSN, he's the best receiver in the NFL. You can't really sugarcoat it. I think having that elite receiver and Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker in the backfield, it's going to be really hard for this 49ers team, especially with Kittle being out, to take down the Seahawks. Down here, I will take the Rams to beat the Bears. Caleb Williams is having a really good year, but Stafford, Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams is starting to get very healthy, and Kyron Williams, he's a very underrated running back. I see them handling the Bears in this second round of the playoffs. On this side, I will go ahead and take the Bills to beat the Broncos. I don't have a lot of faith in the Broncos. Honestly, I don't see them being the #1 team on this AFC side. Josh Allen is starting to get hot right when he is supposed to be, right when these playoff crunch time is starting. The Broncos, they don't have enough. Honestly, they don't have enough to stop this Bills team. Down here, same really situation with the Patriots. I'm going to take the Texans to beat them. It's the same as the Broncos. The Patriots, Drake May is having an MVP season. He doesn't have enough surrounding him. The Texans, C.J. Stroud, Nico Collins, Nick Chubb is actually starting to play very well for them. The defense is ranked #1 in the NFL right now. I think they will have that slight edge over the Patriots. Back on this side, I'm going to take the Seattle Seahawks to beat the Rams. I kind of hit a roadblock right here. It was hard to decide because they had already played each other a few times, and they split it, and it was hard. But I think JSN is better than Puka Nacua, and I think Sam Darnold will use that to his advantage, having that backfield they've got and having his receivers. On this side, I will take the Bills. Kind of the same choice. The Texans had beat the Bills in the regular season, and that's kind of where I had to sit there and think about it for a minute. I mean, are they going to do it again? No, they're not. As I said, Josh Allen is starting to hit his little crunch time moment, and he will take down the Texans. But that will run out right here because the Seahawks will take down the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl. JSN is going to be explosive in this game. Josh Allen is really the only guy on this Buffalo Bills team. He doesn't really have any receivers. The defense is iffy. They play when they want to, and the offensive line is always making him run around. So, yes, although I had the Seahawks winning the Super Bowl, I don't know if you guys agree with me at home, but I can figure out if my guys here at the desk do too. I want to welcome sports analysts Christian Sterling, Walker Roberts, and Wesley Youth on to go ahead and talk about the whole college football playoff and NFL playoff thing, but we will start with the NFL since that's where I left off. How do you guys feel about this whole situation we got going on here?
Yeah, for me personally, I have a locked-in pick. I agree with you, Jaden. I'm taking the Seattle Seahawks. I say that obviously fifth-ranked team. You might not think that they're going to go all the way. You look at JSN, obviously one of the best receivers in the league. You know, they're second in field goal points. I just see they're such a well-rounded team in offense and defense. I see the Seahawks.
I think that's a great take, but I'm going to go a little, not what everyone was thinking. I'm going to go with the Chicago Bears, okay? They got the Rams next week. The Rams have played 2 games under 50 degrees, lost both of them. It's going to be in the 20s against Chicago, and in Chicago, real feel about 8 degrees. Caleb Williams, 361 passing yards against the Packers. I think that they definitely have a great shot for this. They led the NFL in interceptions. They had a great rushing attack, 3rd in the NFL with rushing yards per game. And I do think that defense, as though it can be shaky, I think that they definitely have a chance to stop the Rams. And if that offense can get going, they'll win.
Yeah, we already know my pick, so we'll go over to Wesley.
And thank you guys for having me. I honestly, looking at it, I think I would go with the Houston Texans just because of their defense. Their defense, honestly, is one of the best in the NFL. It's ranked number 1 for it's ranked near the top for a reason. Will Anderson, as well as Danielle Hunter, have been really, really prevalent for them on the defensive line, and they've been really, really strong on the back end in the secondary. So I feel like their defense carries them. And then on offense, we know what C.J. Stroud is able to do with his legs and with his arm, and I feel like he's such a dual-threat quarterback that he's going to be hard to stop late in games. And so I trust the Texans to get it done at the end of the day.
Good pick, honestly. I feel like that's kind of a sleeper. As I was saying, you know, with my picks, the whole roadblock situation with the Seahawks playing the Rams and my pick, and then we had the Texans and the Bills. The Texans had already upset the Bills in the regular season, but the stats don't really match up with each other. The Bills obviously have way better stats. The Texans don't really have anything to show for their season other than their 10-game win streak. Do we think it's going to be a better of a game than maybe a lot of people expect with them playing the Bills if they get there, or will they even beat the Patriots?
I mean, I think they can beat the Patriots. I think the Patriots are a great team. I think they need a little more time, a little more guys, but I think the Texans definitely could beat them because Drake May's young. He's doing amazing, don't get me wrong, but he's young. If they get to the Bills and the Bills win and everything goes as planned, I think the Bills will still win this because Josh Allen is a seasoned quarterback. He's a dog, okay? He can run, he can throw, he's got a cannon. And I think C.J. Stroud's great, but really he didn't have a great year. Like he didn't have a bad year, but he didn't have a great year.
Yeah.
And James Cook, he ended up having a ton of rushing yards. I think with the rushing game and the passing game, I think that the Bills can definitely get it done.
Christian, I would say I kind of disagree with you because we're kind of undermining the fact that, you know, the Texans go through a gauntlet of a schedule, but also towards the back half of the season, they played a really, really hot Jaguars team in the wild card round that, you know, was expected to, you know, be on upset alert with the Bills, and they almost pulled it off. Came down to the final drive. So, you know, Trevor Lawrence and that team was very, very experienced, and I feel like the Texans playing really well against them proves that they're able to be put in these situations. That 10-game win streak was really, really important for their success to get to this point, and so I feel like they're just as prepared as the Bills and the Patriots to do really well in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I agree where everybody's coming from. We've got some great points, but let's go to kind of a bigger situation here, college football. Miami and Indiana playing this coming Monday. What do we feel? What are the picks, guys?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and start us off. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to look in the camera when I say this. I don't like Carson Beck. As a former Georgia Bulldog fan, current Georgia Bulldog fan, Carson was a quarterback for them. He let us down in the playoffs, and I think it's going to show us that he doesn't have that clutch gene at the highest level we could possibly be at. I love Indiana. They have the Heisman. They have an insane defense, insane offense. It's one of the best teams I've ever seen. Potentially, and in my opinion, going to go undefeated this season. So yeah, I see Indiana absolutely steamrolling Miami. What about you guys?
I don't know about steamrolling, but I definitely think it's going to be a great game. And whether you like it or not, Fernando Mendoza won the Heisman. He's the Heisman quarterback. Whether you think he didn't deserve it or he did, he won it. He's confident. He's a great quarterback. He's a great person. I think that for sure Indiana can get it done. I think they've got more. I think that they're undefeated. They've got an amazing coach. And like you said, Carson Beck, he's a great quarterback, but I don't think he has enough to get it done. And I don't think the Miami defense, even as great as they are, can really stop Indiana.
I totally agree with it. I mean, when you look at it, if you actually wanted to go do your research, Carson Beck, stat-wise, is a better quarterback than Mendoza. But like you said, whether you like it or not, Mendoza won the Heisman. Carson Beck wasn't even close to it. Indiana has the best third down defense in the entire college football. But I don't think that should take anything away from Miami. Their rookie, Malachi Toney, he's leading in freshman receiving yards. I think he's going to be a big part of this game. I mean, we can't sit here and say that this is going to be a blowout. Indiana's got a great defense, great weapons in the backfield and the receivers. We can't sit here and say Indiana's going to do exactly what they did to Oregon. That's a huge victory for them. But, you know, they just didn't play a good game. I mean, maybe you have to look at it as a fluke. Wesley, do you think it was a fluke, or is Miami going to take this one?
I'm going with the U, and I'm going with the Canes because, you know, looking at what we saw last week or a few weeks ago when Mario Cristobal, Miami's head coach, speaks about resiliency. You know, we talk about you know, teams that are prepared for the moment, and Miami's prepared for the moment with Malachi Toney and Carson Beck. They've really built their chemistry, and Ruben Bain on the other side leading this defense they've been really wanting to headhunt, and they want to be warriors out there on the field, and I feel like they're going to get after Fernando Mendoza with that chip on their shoulder that they're doubted from the start because they were knocked out of the ACC championship, as well as, you know, they've been up and down with rankings and things like that. So it's really important that they prove a point to be the best team in the country.
Yeah, possibly a top 10 draft pick too. Ruben Bain in the backfield. Yeah. I really want to thank you guys. That was a great discussion. I'm really excited to see how this all turns out. Thank you guys for watching. Can't wait to watch the playoffs on Monday and this coming weekend. Signing off for Rivalry Report, I'm Jay Archer.